Hey, what's good guys? Max Peters here and welcome back to the Urbanite YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a custom build with my 6x22 Sproul deck and a bunch of the beautiful Urbanite parts. We're going to be doing a black, a chrome and an army green color scheme today. It's going to look very good. Generally when I do my scooters I like to start off with a deck and get the grip tape out the way, so that's why we're going to do it. We've got the 6x24 army green Ride UA grip tape right here. Slowly curve it off, straight line, looks pretty good. So we're going to take this brake off, slide that out, carefully pull this off so it doesn't fold on itself. Get it nice and straight. Very annoyingly rub it along the side of the deck. And rotate to the side, and then it should nicely just come off like so. That's done. We've got our nice little infinity logo right here. So the reason we have the two brake holes is so you can move your brake back to your personal preference. This one right here, this hole is for the 110 wheels, and this one at the front here is for 120 plus wheels if you actually have 120 plus. So what we're going to do now is we're going to slide this brake back in. We're going to put the rubber back on, slide that back in there. I'm going to be riding 110s today, so we're going to move it to the furthest back hole so we maximize our foot space. Me, personal preference, the more foot space you get, the better. So we've got the grip tape done and out the way, but we're going to put the back wheel on first. And the wheels we're running today, we have these army green Civic wheels. So these are 110 by 24 mm cords. Beautiful wheels. I'm actually currently riding the exact same wheels, but in the gum color. So we're going to get our trusty 6mm Allen key. This is all we're going to need from now on, a 6mm Allen key. We're going to undo the back spacer system here, or the back axle. One of my personal favorite things about the deck is we have this hexagon shape on here, which is actually going to hold your spacers in. It's going to hold your pegs in place, so you won't need to hold the other side when you're tightening it. The best thing about that is once your peg actually starts to wear down, you can just take it out, rotate it a little bit, put it back in there, and you're going to have a nice fresh surface to grind on. One side has the thread in it, so you're going to have to work out which side has the thread. Obviously, don't get it confused because your axle is only going to go through one way. Then we're going to line up the spacers, hold it in there, get the other peg and imitate it on the side. Then you just tighten it without having to hold it. I mean, what more could you want? It's not going to sit, it's not going to spin, not going to come loose as easy. So the only two Allen key sizes you will need for this scooter are a 6mm and a 4mm, which is very, very convenient. I purposely didn't fully tighten the brake because I like to put my back wheel on and straighten my brake up. Make sure the brake's in place, hold the brake down a little bit, make sure it doesn't want to rotate like so. We've got the army green wheel on so far. We're going to move to the front of the scooter and we're going to start setting up the front portion. Sealed headset right here. We're going to chuck that bad boy in. So for the fork, we're going to be using the 24 by 120 anvil fork. We're going to slide the headset bearing on. Obviously when you put your headset bearings in, the flat bottom needs to be at the bottom and the top. So don't put your headset bearing in upside down because it will ruin it. I'm going to slide it on in there. We'll see if this is going to be friendly to me. It is going to be good to me. It pops in just like that. All right, so we need this, very important. We need the compression ring right there, all right? Just, yep. So obviously we've got the beautiful Civic clamp right here in black. We've got the M8 6mm bolts. Always want 6mm bolts, less easier to strip, I should say. More consistent and they do hold tighter as well. So I'm going to chuck that bad boy on it. I'm going to face the fork and the clamp towards ourselves. Put this compression bolt in there. And we're going to go tighten that bad boy until she's nice and tight. So try and get your SCS and your fork lined up relatively straight before you put it on, before you put your bars on. So we've got our SCS nice and tight. I do my SCS up, not to the tightest point it can be, but to a generally tight point, and then I back it off one little turn. I know, I've been doing that for years. Something my dad taught me years ago. We're gonna put the front wheel on right now, which is very, very easy. I'm gonna get our beautiful 110 by 24 army green wheels right here. Slide these babies in. on the finishing stages right now. Then it's left to put the bars on and the grips. Nice and tight. Best thing about it is you shouldn't have to hold the nut. It should want to automatically lock in. And what I like to do, look straight down the barrel, close one eye, make sure my front wheel is going to be in line with the middle of my SCS. Next up, we're going to grab our raw Civic bar right here. Beautiful Civic bar in 28 by 24. We got it in the raw color, obviously the oversized SCS, so we won't need a shim for today, which is another bonus. We're going to slide that in there. I'm going to make sure they're kind of going in straight. Go in there. Oh, you're joking, that's actually pretty good. So now, when it comes to tightening my SCS, I don't do the bolts up immediately. I like to just make sure I keep going until it starts to have a little bit of tension, like that. And then I will take the screw down and have a look and confirm everything's nice and straight. Because there's nothing worse than when you tighten your SCS up and then you got to undo it because it is not straight. That is actually very, very good. Proud of myself, good effort, pat on the back. Now I start with the top bolt because that's what's going to hold the bar in place. So we're going to do quarter turn, then we're going to go down to the third bolt. So we want to do every second bolt. So we're going to have an even gap throughout our SCS. You don't want to just start at the top and go crazy and tighten one bolt at a time because you're actually going to stress your SCS out. So we've done a quarter turn on the top one. We're going to go down quarter turn until it gets tight. And we're going to go up to the second again from the third. Get in there, baby. So you want to keep going until it starts to get a little bit tight, and then same thing again. And then we're going to go back to the top bolt after the bottom. So I go 1, 3, 2, 4. So first bolt, again, till it starts to get tight. Third bolt, as you can see, it's a little bit looser. Going to go tight, back to the second. And then you just repeat this process every time until your SCS is nice and tight. Like that, there we go. Beautiful. Now, we're going to put the grips on. We've got the Army Green grips right here with our beautiful bar ends that come with a 4mm bolt in there, which is actually going to open up the bar end and hold it in there nice and tight. So it's a nice, strong nylon plastic bar end. They come in 2 sizes as well. So when you buy the Urbanite grips, you will get some for your titanium and chromoly bars, and you'll get one for a pair of aluminium bars as well, or aluminum, as you Americans would say. We don't have an air compressor on deck right here, it's in the other room, so we're going to use hairspray, give it a squirt, make sure it's nice. I only do 2 little squirts, like literally like, that's it. So 1 squirt on this side, and then 1 squirt on the other side. Shake it around a bit, make sure it's nice and smooth, make sure you're going to put your grips on the correct way, and slowly put it on. So one of the benefits of using hairspray is it's going to go on slippery and go dry, sticky. So once it's on there, I've used a little bit too much hairspray, so as you can see, we still got a little bit of throttle grip. So we're just going to leave that one. We're going to use a little bit less. Again, 1 little spray on the inside, and then you don't generally have to do the backside, but for educational purposes, we're going to leave it like that, because you can always take it off and dry it out again, because you don't want to be forcing it on too much. Tap it on, whatever you want to do. Then after that, make sure your grips aren't squished in, because with the hairspray it will want to squish in. So make sure they're not. Have a look, see if they're nice and even. As you guys can see, this one's not as long as that one. So we're going to grab it, stretch it out so it's to its normal size. And then we're going to get our bar ends, chuck these in. Grab your 4mm Allen key as well, and tighten these bad boys up like so. So you're gonna have to hold the bar end at first while tightening it. Now you don't have to go overboard. You want to just grab your bar end and see if it's going to spin, because you don't want to blow this thing out. So you'll pretty much be able to keep tightening it forever, but you don't need to keep tightening it. You want to just tighten it until the bar end doesn't want to rotate anymore, like so. And there you go, you've got yourself a beautiful Urbanite custom build. We've got the 6x22 sprawl deck in black. We're rocking the brake today, so the deck itself will come with a brake and a mini fender as well. So we've just left the brake on this one because I've used a fender in pretty much every one of my custom builds. We've got the Army Green 110x24 Civic wheels. We've got the black anvil fork in the 24mm version. The anvil fork here comes in two versions, 24 by 120 and obviously the 30 by 120. We got the almighty Civic SES in black and the beautiful Civic bars in raw. So we're now done with this custom build. All these parts will be available at rideminder.com or at your local favorite scooter store, whatever you want to choose. If you guys want to see more videos, whether it's scooter checks, games of Scoot, or if you want to see people from the outside doing videos with me, yeah, be sure to comment down below. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our socials at Urban Art, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.